and I am going to be hosting the Twitter space today, X space, whatever you'd like to call it. We have a really good first show lined up. I'm just going to take a few seconds here to wait for a couple of our guests to show up and get them up on stage. And then I'm also going to pin some posts to the Jumbotron that are going to be kind of topics of conversation as we go along. But I'll be right back to do that introduction, and just hang tight. And if you're listening to the recording, that's why there's going to be a little bit of a pause for a second. So hold on one second. Okay, I've invited Hank up to speak. Jed, I see you're up here. Um, yeah, let me go through the introduction here. Like I said, my name is Jude Newcomb, and I am going to be hosting this new series. It is the DiamondSwap Market Talk. We're excited to be here each and every week to just kind of discuss things that are going on in the markets, how they might be impacting us as traders and investors, and have some cool guests on like we have today with Jet. Hank is going to be joining these as often as possible. He is the founder, CEO of DiamondSwap. We also, want to say right off the bat, nothing that you hear in this space is going to be financial advice. Take what you hear with a grain of salt and make your own decisions. If you don't mind, just go in the bottom right corner, click the little bubble and like and repost the room. If you can leave a comment, that would be great. We have a couple of good cash tags that you can use with DMND for Diamond. You can help out our guest who's speaking with us today, Jet, with Hourglass. You can do $wait, WAIT. Any of that helps. And we hope you enjoy the show. We're just going to go through a bunch of different topics with what's going on now. This should run about 45 minutes because the Hourglass team is going to return the favor with a space of their own at 3 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to get right into it. First thing I want to do is let our two other speakers maybe introduce themselves and speak a little bit about the projects that they're involved with before we jump into the topics of the day. So let's start with Jet. Jet, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing amazing. I'm out here in Vegas at CES. One of our senior advisors, Brian D. Evans, is out here too, and one of our top legal advisors. And yeah, it's going. Got some huge things planned. Thrilled about partnering with you guys, and also with DiamondSwap, and also Dior. And this has been in the works for a while. I've been talking to Hank for months, and we actually have a couple of the same core team with Jared and Braha, otherwise known as Goalie Dude and Psychonaut. And so they help put this together, and I'm really psyched to hear more about you guys as well, and then chat about what we're doing a little bit later.
Yeah, for sure. So do you want to tell the crowd that's here and whoever's listening to the recorded space a little bit about Hourglass and what you guys are up to?
Yeah, absolutely. So Hourglass, we're an elite crypto community. It's based off of a token which is renounced and 100% circulating, so there's no dilution risk. And what's really unique about it is the people who are involved in leadership. We have many of the very, very best people in crypto. On top, we got Jeff Mahoney, who's a billionaire and owns over 30 companies, including Save Daily, that has 7,000 institutional clients. He owns the Neft vodka brand, he grew at 100x valuation over the last 4 years. It's now a sponsor to the Formula One AlphaTauri team. So we're always going to Formula One events, parties all over, as he's growing this vodka brand. And he's also really, really big into Web3. Something that's very exciting is that he has his own project that's been his baby that is going to be basically rolled out through what we are calling the Hourglass Launch Station. And so what the Hourglass Launch Station is it's a way for, it's like a launch pad in many ways, and it's a way for folks that want to get in early on some of the best projects that are coming out in this bull run, that we believe anyway, like DiamondSwap, like DR, and that may not have access to do so, but they can do it by basically having Hourglass Wait and just staking it on our DApp, hourglasswait.com. And by doing that, they get PowerPoints, and then there's a system where we have over a dozen partners that, like you guys, where the stakers are split into tiers, and then they get either guaranteed access if they're high ranked, or they get access on a first come first serves basis, as well, in a systemized way for launch after launch after launch after launch. And the whole point of this is that we found out that, whatever is going on in crypto, the one thing that never ever gets old is the desire to get in early on the next big thing. And so the whole point is, with Hourglass Wait, if you're a part of our ecosystem and you're in our app, you have a ticket to that. Not one chance, not two chances, but chance after chance after chance. So that's pretty much what we're doing. And every day, tons and tons of meetings, tons of partnerships. The roadmap is amazing. The quality of projects that want to have allocation for our community is incredible. And so just really, really optimistic.
Yeah, that sounds super exciting, and you're right. One thing that anybody wants in this space is information and access earlier than anybody else, and to be able to actually have a product and a platform in place like what you're building and what you already have is super exciting for a lot of people who normally wouldn't have that access. That's really cool. Thank you for being here. And Hank, do you want to maybe, I said that you were, founder, CEO of DiamondSwap. You're also the chief technology officer at DiorDex, which we haven't mentioned just yet. But do you want to tell people a little bit about yourself and both of those projects, in your own words?
Yeah, can you finally hear me?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
here.
Yeah, it like booted me out, and then you made me co-host, and then it turned off all the sound, and and then I rejoined, and then it kicked me again. I was just like, oh my goodness, not today. So yeah, finally in. Cool. Hello, everybody. This is the first episode for the DiamondSwap Market Talk. We're going to be doing this every Thursday. And then, just kind of building up a schedule, and we want to make sure that we might change the time around a little bit, but ideally, we keep it around this time just so that we have something that everyone can look forward to every week. Come up, ask any questions about just crypto in general. These aren't really meant to be just all about DiamondSwap. Today, we'll definitely talk a lot about DiamondSwap and Dior, and our awesome partners like Hourglass. But just in general, these are going to be spaces about crypto, where we can talk about anything, right? So I will give an introduction for the products today. Definitely want to make sure that you guys know what this is, and the people who are listening to the recording can come back and kind of get an idea of what we're all about. So DiamondSwap, we've actually been working on it for almost 2 years now. I think it's well over a year and a half, where we've written our own decentralized exchange from scratch using EIP 2535, which is the Diamond standard, hence DiamondSwap. We are the first DEX built using that standard. It allows us to do upgrades in place and come into compliance throughout the entirety of the existence of the platform. Whenever we finally have regulatory issuance and we know what we need to do, we're able to make those changes, unlike some of our competitors who are going to have a hard time and have to do very strenuous migrations and everything else. Something else that we benefit from is we don't have to have migrations. You'll never see a liquidity pool V2, V3, V4, V5, etc. We are able to upgrade all of our components in place and create additions without having to have users be affected by that and have to try to figure out how to set up the next thing that we add. It'll all be seamless continuously going forward. And despite being a swap or a DEX, we are much more than that. So while we do have the regular exchange and liquidity functionalities, we will also be aggregating trades that happen on any other DEXs. So we're able to pull liquidity from any sources and route the best trade, even if we don't personally have the liquidity staked in the DiamondSwap pools yet. That would entice everybody to use those. We're still able to facilitate every trade at the end of this month. The aggregator update comes out, and that's really when we will really start moving in full force for our marketing and coming to the next step of what the platform is. And then, taking it a step further after adding in all of the networks that we want to support and really getting stable with the aggregator, we will release the next upgrade set, which is cross-chain trading. So we'll have multi-routed trades, order splitting, depth of market, front-running protection, and just a massive lineup of features that can be utilized for the DEX as well. So definitely a lot of cool things coming for those mechanics, as well as perpetuals and futures. So we'll get into all of that as we continue to make progress and get closer to our release. A quick introduction with Dior, and we do have Ben up here, who is the CEO of Dior. I am the CTO. We are building out something, in my opinion, that will definitely change the way that the space operates at the moment. Anytime you say charting or go look at this chart, ideally everyone is going to be going to Dior here shortly, because we are looking to be a very, very advanced charting and analytics platform that provides several different mechanics that have not been seen in the space yet from anybody offering those, as well as one that is affordable to the regular project and people who live in the real world, as well as development services, team dashboards, and multiple different things that will help projects not only be able to accurately display what they have going on, but doing so and utilizing our tools will also allow for them to be more successful as a project, get linked up to real partnerships and opportunities that they might not have right now. So I will let Ben go into that a little bit further here shortly, and then I'm definitely super excited to have Jet up here as well. We just announced a few days ago that we have a partnership with Hourglass and the Weight guys. We are going to be in their launch program. They're going to be heavily integrated within our community, and we're going to be doing different deal flows and everything else with them as we continue to progress in this. Just as a minimum, right? There's going to be a lot of different synergies that we do between the two, between all of the different communities, really, because they're also partnered with Dior as well as DiamondSwap. So a lot of cool things coming up. And yeah, I will pass it over to Ben if you want to talk to everybody about Dior real quick.
Hey everybody, thanks for passing over the mic, Hank. I am the COO of Dior, partnering up with DiamondSwap, and the nature of the relationship is that Dior is, for those of you who don't know, Dior is a charting and analytics tool. So it works really well in tandem with DiamondSwap. Think of it akin to DEX tools, but on steroids. So there's going to be a lot of different components to this. And so I can kind of run through a couple of them. I don't want to take up too much time because this is, primarily about DiamondSwap today, and we can get into many more details about what Dior is doing. But it's basically going to be an all-in-one. So the idea is that all of the information that you would normally, go have 16 screens open and have, DEX tools open and CoinMarketCap and EtherScan. We're going to be blending all of that information together so that in one single pane of glass, you as the user has a command center, which is why, our tagline is your command center. The idea behind this is that you will have all of the information that you need at your fingertips to do your own research, which is the name of our company, right? So it's everything from all of the data, all of the price action on any token in the space, all of the historical data, how many holders there are, every little bit of information. And there's going to be so much more to this in the coming months as far as increasing the amount of configurability that you have in terms of tracking everything. So like a cool example of this is, perhaps you want to monitor, how many Twitter followers a particular project has relative to the price or relative to time or relative to their holder count. All kinds of different unique pieces of information that you can customize and personally configure to be able to view in front of you. And with the integration of DiamondSwap, you're going to be able to act on that information in real time without having to change the channel, if you will. So we're really excited about this collaboration. It just makes sense for both DiamondSwap and Dior. It's a perfect marriage, frankly. And again, I don't want to talk about too great of details about it, but it's, we're really excited about this integration, this partnership, and yeah, much more information to come. So thanks.
Yeah, I really appreciate you being up here, Ben. When I first heard about DiorDex, I was, the selling point for me was just basically one sentence. It was, how would you like to take all of your tabs and just get rid of them all so that you only need to have one up? And that just made that just made perfect sense, and it made my future life seem so much more manageable with having all the trading tools that I need in one spot. I'm just really looking forward to the platform coming out and being able to see kind of the growth and development on a day-to-day basis. I think the launch is going to be nothing short of spectacular, and people are going to love it. So thanks for being up here. We basically are just going to run through a list of topics that are kind of hot button topics in the crypto space and overall finance space. Now that Bitcoin had some huge news, with the ETF, successfully being approved finally.
What do you mean?
After
We've only been waiting like what, 10 years?
Just 10 years, Hank. Just 10 years. And there's been rumors, there's been ups and downs and denials, and finally yesterday, after a fake scam, whatever that was the day before, it absolutely came out that it was approved. And today the markets have responded. Actually, Bitcoin's a little bit flat today with I think it has like a 1% gain in the last 24 hours, and a lot of the major altcoins are anywhere between like 2 and 12% in the green. So, yeah, like what are you guys' thoughts on this? Jed, ETF approved. What's that mean for the markets moving forward?
I think it's huge. I think that basically this is the cycle. I mean, I think most of us here have been through multiple bull cycles, and in this one, retail is not in yet. I think that we're at the very, very early stages. Usually, the cycle where we're kind of creeping up towards the halving is the lower part where retail's not even in yet. It's just smart money kind of trickling in, and this is the cycle where crypto basically goes mainstream. I don't think people really understand how big it is, these Bitcoin ETFs, because the big mainstream money hasn't been able to get into crypto. The big money is all these people, these hundreds of millions of people with like these automated investment plans in their IRAs and 401ks, and they're at these work plans and they just choose one. Like they choose the tech fund, the Vanguard Gold Fund, the the biotech fund. Once Bitcoin is a choose that in their automated investment plans, it's a whole new market that we're tapping into that we weren't before. And we saw this when back in the day when the GLD and the SLV ETFs were finally approved, a big inflow. And so I think that what's going on right now, why it's kind of flat, is because we have had a big run up. So I think the market is kind of confused. Like, should this be sell the news, or is just this the very beginning and the tip of the iceberg? And I think that regardless of what happens in the next couple days, the next couple weeks, we have the halving coming up around mid-April-ish. And whatever happens before, we're going to get FOMO once we get to the halving.
I don't know. I think it should definitely drop to like 2K a Bitcoin for just like 10 minutes for me real quick. And then it could go back up. I
Flash
personally,
crash.
yeah, personally, I'd be okay with that. But I mean, yeah, just speaking for myself.
Just one red candle. Just Michael Saylor panic dump his entire bag in one red candle.
See, well, you know what I think about often, and yeah, Sailor doing that would be groundbreaking. But I think about this often: is what if what happens when Satoshi's wallet finally wakes up? Like, would it ever wake up? And what would happen? Like,
I think he might be dead, and then that might just be effectively burned.
yeah, well,
That's
like
one of my
we're
theories.
all
So
we're all thinking, either
yeah.
Hal or somebody that everybody is guessing, but on the off chance, like I'm always just curious as like what would happen and how much would I scoop up, because it would be a lot.
It's definitely
Yeah,
Hal.
yeah, it would be interesting.
What'd you say, Ben?
It's definitely Hal.
Yeah, that's my opinion, but so.
Hey, I see goalie dude has been brought up on stage. How you doing, man? Good to see you. All
Great
right.
talk.
Well, good talk. Good talk. With everything that went on with the ETF and all that finally getting approved, what does that mean for kind of the major altcoins? Do you guys have any opinions on that? We've seen Solana with a really big resurgence over the past year. I mean, at its low, it was $8. Now I think it's hovering around $100 a coin. With that came a bunch of meme coins. They're still coming out all the time. Most of them are complete crap, but a lot of them are making a lot of money for a lot of people. Any thoughts on where we might be with major altcoins? Are you guys kind of buying into those, or where are you at with
I'm
that?
an absolute degen when it comes to alts. Just to
Yeah.
clarify, I have Sol, I have Arbitrum, I got AVAX, I got Matic. I mean, I love me some L2s and some L1 diversification, only because who knows what the cabal are gonna pump next? You know,
If there's any developers on this call, just spin up a Hank coin real quick, and you'll get a big.
yeah. See, there you go. As long as it's an L1 or L2, I'll ape. But no, I mean, I think long term, we've always seen this, and I don't see it, ever changing. But Bitcoin will have its major run up, and then naturally, the next thing that occurs is people will diversify whenever they get scared, and or whenever there's a massive liquidity event where it gets to the point where there's not enough liquidity to process all of the BTC buys, and everything's all congested and everything else. I mean, naturally people will go into other things. So I mean, I think it's super bullish for Ethereum and all of the L2s on Ethereum. Some of them are not good, but the key ones like Arbitrum and Base, Optimism, I see those doing really well in the long term. We we plan on continuously adding support for all of the different L2s that pop up as well, just so that we can always take part in that. And now that the aggregator for DiamondSwap is coming out here at the end of the month, we're going to be able to definitely see an entire change in terms of what I am going to be paying attention to, because I'm going to be just hawking every new chain that comes out, since we'll be able to add support and stuff like that. So I definitely going to be much more knowledgeable here over the next few weeks for every chain that pops up in comparison to now. But yeah, I think it's super bullish overall. I mean, long term, we have access to liquidity that was never there. So let's go.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And Ben, how deep does your degening spirit run? Are you a Bitcoin, Ethereum only guy? Like, do you run into the alts? Do you go down into the micro caps? And where are you at right now with your trading approach?
Yeah, I'd say less and less into the full degen. It's just too much fun for me, frankly, and also it to some effect it requires a decent amount of brain power to focus in and follow these things. And so I try to do a little bit less of that sort of activity these days. Been through a number of, this is now going to be my third bull cycle run. So you learn a little bit more in every cycle, and I think the important thing is, frankly, no pun intended, but to do your own research and to really kind of focus in on things that you like and have some conviction around them. It's always fun to kind of jump into this coin and that coin, and in a bull run, chances are you could, literally just throw a dart at the dartboard and win. But I like to follow things that I'm actually interested in. I am a crazy Ethereum maxi, so sorry to all the Solana nuts and Cardano nuts out there, but I just, the reason why I got into the space in the first place was because of Ethereum. I read the white paper. I had jumped in 2016 because I just had a lot of conviction around it, and I don't think anything's really wavered. Yes, there are some complaints about gas prices and and scalability, but from what I've seen from their team, and their team is full of some of the smartest people on earth. Their group of developers are it's an enormous group of people, and they're all very, very smart, and they are actively looking for ways to solve the problems that they have. But the biggest thing about Ethereum that I cannot say about any other layer one is that their attitude is security above everything else. And so they're willing to be slower, they're willing to be more expensive, they're willing to do all these things. But what you will never see Ethereum do is shut down because it's been compromised, or be exploited and so on. Yes, there was some stuff that happened originally. I know some people make the argument that, technically Ethereum is Ethereum Classic and all that sort of stuff. But that was really early days, and since then there's been a very, very long maturation period, and to me it's the big winner. Um, I like Bitcoin as well. I just don't see that there's as much upside in it as there is in Ethereum. And frankly, if you're just in this to kind of ride the wave, Ethereum's probably not going to be the biggest gainer. I think some of the other L2s, Solana, Avalanche, some other stuff that's really gotten beaten down. Those are probably going to outperform from a price perspective. But again, it's really just about, what you want to kind of pay interest to and focus on.
Yeah, I think that's a really well thought out answer. I appreciate that. We were I was talking with a couple people yesterday about kind of what do we see as like price targets for the various projects, and yeah, of course, like we see Bitcoin not having the same kind of multiplier that you would potentially see out of Ethereum, but then also when you're talking about, like I said, Solana at $8, potentially running into the hundreds of dollars. I mean, that's a good payday. But I think that kind of talking about Ethereum kind of just leads us right into it, and it's something that I had on my list that I wanted to get your guys' opinions on. And I see, I think Buddy's up here now. If you want to talk, just jump in. But what are your thoughts on Ethereum right now with the mass, it seemed like the masses just moved to Solana there over the past month or so, seeking those gas fees, just being pennies on the dollar. And how much do you think that just gas alone might impact, people running, more projects on Ethereum, or people being excited about new Ethereum projects? And I mean, it happened last cycle, gas got up to 250, 300 sometimes, but it didn't really seem to matter in the bull run.
Yeah, no, I'll weigh in on that. Yeah, so I'm also a ETH maxi. Definitely long term, I think ETH is the gold standard. And for me, I'll just kind of weigh in on more the venture side of things. Uh, Checkbooks are opening, funds are being deployed, the bull market's on, right? The ETF yesterday, that news, that basically kicks off in my opinion, the full bull cycle. Um, so now that that speculation and that priced in event for Bitcoin's already occurred, I think the next catalyst is going to be the ETF for Ethereum. So now I think the speculation rise for Ethereum is going to be the next one. And yeah, absolutely. Alongside that, gas fees are going to go astronomical. That's just par for the course until Vitalik finally completes his roadmap. But that also, that is basically the use case for layer twos. That's why they're around, right? It's all meant to be scaling Ethereum. It's all part of one vibrant ecosystem. So like something I'm very bullish on. I'm a narrative trader, so I'm looking at what niches, what narratives are going to be. I'm trying to find what narratives are going to be this cycle's darlings, and in my opinion, layer twos. So yeah, like I'm looking at deploying capital and looking for really really amazing budding projects on EVMs that are mainly focused on the layer two side, ZK technology, etc. Things like that.
I think the market would agree with you on layer twos, especially looking at Arbitrum over the last month.
Yeah,
Dollar up to 2.20. Yeah, so definitely seeing positive
yeah.
sentiment.
I definitely like this is also going to be the year of the airdrop, in my opinion. Like we got some big bangers coming. We got Layer Zero in Q1, Starknet's snapshot's already been confirmed. We have Linea and DK Synth
Diamond
on
swap.
the scroll. Yeah, DiamondSwap, of course. There's quite a few coming, right? And they're all layer twos. They're all different protocols. They're looking to carve a niche in that space. They're all offering some kind of uh, blending tech that's very attractive for us. I think ZK is kind of going to be the new big like buzzword thing that's coming up. But these optimistic rollups, man, and the OP stack, like it's powerful technology and it's a proven model. So optimism, Arbitrum, like I think that the ecosystems and what they've been able to do is incredible. Like I also have a pretty fat bag of an airdrop that I'm quite happy on. quite happy I didn't sell. But and along, by the way, that's I'm also quite happy about. But uh, yeah, basically everything that they're doing, like for example, Blast protocol is an OP stack, base chain is an OP stack. There's a lot of really impressive layer twos that are coming out from the optimism side, optimism rollup side. So very just all encompassing. Anything layer two is something I'm definitely focused on and definitely leaning into.
Yeah, and Jet, when it comes to Hourglass, are there networks that you really key in on, or is it really more project by project basis? Does it really matter what the network is? How do you guys approach that?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely project by project, and generally, we're just looking for high quality. When it comes to Diamond Swap and Dior, it's really a no brainer because basically what you guys are doing is there's already obviously an incredibly proven use case with what Uniswap does, what Dex Tools does. You guys just are going to be doing it way better on steroids and with superpowers. So, um, in other areas, I mean, we've kind of hinted there's certain areas that we like blockchain gaming, and we have a very robust pipeline of projects in blockchain gaming. We have our own incredible L1 project, which is going to actually come into play with some of the highest real world enterprise adoption already having been part of its history. So that one's really exciting. And I'm trying to give hints without giving it away because I don't want to ruin the fun of when we announce them one by one. But another area that I personally really like is that what I'm seeing this cycle is that if you guys remember the meta name change boom where we're just everything with the word metaverse or even just any gaming went
And now
nuts.
it's AI. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's kind of AI, but I think people are starting to get a little bit smarter where it's like not every project which just ends with AI is necessarily good. But basically that was very hype driven. And what happened was that you would get all these projects that would just make a game trailer that was really expensive and then do a ton of fundraising off of it. Pretty soon they have $500,000, $1 billion valuation, and there's really just fluff. And then this promises of roadmaps. Then you'd sometimes get these junior people that are like, okay, I'm already happy with this. I don't really need to execute this roadmap, right? So that scam isn't working this cycle, and everybody knows it. So what we've identified is that there are a lot of projects that have incredible real world success already. So we're talking about like blockchain games that are tied to some of the biggest TV franchises that are already going to be cross-platform with that for consoles as well, and now they're integrating a token, but they already are successful in the real world. They already have legitimate infrastructure and uh, key people and key positions that they know how to execute. They know how to go to market. So that this is an area that we really like, and we've created a Hourglass partnership in this area, and also we like kind of infrastructure type plays within blockchain gaming. So we're in a couple plays where it's just kind of like they're positioned themselves to be perfect partners for all of blockchain gaming as opposed to one blockchain game that might hit or might miss. So those are some of the areas that you can imagine that's coming. But then also I'm doing about 5 to 7 conference calls a day, so we're onboarding new ones every day. So if I answer the question a week from now or 2 weeks from now, there'll be another half dozen that are new in the launch station pipeline, because we're always looking out for the community. We're basically their eyes and ears in the space, and guys like goalie dude here, Brian Evans, they're always hooking it up all day.
Yeah, and a week in crypto is, a couple months in the real world. So, yeah, it makes total sense.
100%. Oh, I just wanted to add. I agree with goalie dude. The consensus here with Brian, everyone else that we've been talking to, is the next big thing is the ETH ETF, and the timing we think is going to be good. It's probably going to be somewhere maybe after the halving, maybe around May or so, and I think it's actually perfect because as everyone knows in crypto, you always want to have these forward leading events when you get to the point where it seems like all the good news is done and then not sure what the next good news is, everyone gets worried. So it's kind of great. Like we got what we needed here, which is important for the mainstream adoption. Then we have the halving ahead, then we have the Ethereum ETF ahead. And then when with as happens every cycles, when Ethereum nuts, then all the L2s and all the on top of them and all the other top L1s that have real adoption, they go nuts too because everyone's looking for ways to make it cheaper. So yeah, I think we have the perfect setup.
Yeah, and Hank, I think when it comes to Ethereum, you're a big fan of Ethereum as well, like everybody that's been talking so far on it. When DiamondSwap first launched, it was on Base, but the very first network that you turned to after that was Ethereum.
Yeah, and the only reason that we did Base first was because there was only scam dexes on Base, and people were just getting rugged nonstop. So we wanted at least like projects to be able to utilize it. We don't have a lot of listed partners on Base, only because our aggregator and stuff isn't out yet, and we are not putting any of the raised capital in blue chip and stablecoin liquidity pools until we have the entirety of it collected. So we just eventually it will all come at once, and people will definitely be impressed once that happens. Our raise is an 8-figure raise that we're doing for DiamondSwap, with a lot of it already committed. So it's definitely going to be a silent but deadly strike once we finally announce everything that we are currently up to. So we just the stepping stone. Hourglass is a major partner. Every day we have a similar partnership that we're lining up on top of it. So all of it is going to definitely increase the amount of eyes and definitely the interest. At the end of this month, it's going to start getting really, really interesting, especially whenever Dior begins to market itself as well. It's going to be a very fun year, that's for sure. So I see we have Coco up here. Good to see you, buddy.
What's happening? How's everyone doing? Happy Thursday.
Good. We were just talking today about the markets and the ETF approval, Solana, Ethereum, all things about the market.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? It's Jude.
I just been I got to be honest, bro. Like I've been glued to my leverage positions over this whole thing because there's been some pretty good swings. Yeah, it's been fun. And can you hurry up and launch DiamondSwap, bro? The inner degen in me needs it, bro. It really do, bro. Like I'm gonna make it my go-to dex when that shit goes. I'm just joking though. I know dev takes time.
Well, I mean, the aggregator comes out at the end of this month, so that's when everyone will actually start using it, and that's when we're going to heavily start marketing. Right now, we haven't done any marketing. I haven't touched anything. I'm not even talking about it. I mean, this is the only organic marketing that we're doing really for DiamondSwap, other than talking to a lot of large, influential people such as yourself.
Yeah.
And certain VCs that I won't mention, but we've got a very beautiful cap table so far. So when we actually start marketing, I see a lot of people coming over, especially whenever they realize what we have to offer, which I haven't announced anything yet. So.
Yeah, no, on a serious note, I'm just, me, I just like to mess around on these spaces. But yeah, no, I'm really impressed by what you guys have got going. I see some of the stuff going on in the backgrounds. Obviously, we're in some of the same circles as well. And yeah, I'm really actually excited for both DiamondSwap and DYOR. I think you guys are going to, I mean, it's perfect timing too, right? Like when you guys are pushing and, it's so much harder to do things in the bear market, but now when we've got the bull market in front of us, it's like it's go time, right? And me as well for some of the stuff I'm working on. It's just like it's really like I think timing in this market is really important, and I think you guys have been really cognizant of that. So yeah, man, I'm super excited for what you guys have in the future. And you know me, I'm a DJen, so I'll be all over it.
Yeah,
I need an alternative to Dex tools too, bro. I'm so tired of it, man.
I can't
Seriously.
wait to give you both of those things. And I hope everything's going to be really easy in the space here soon. Definitely looking forward to that as well.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, Coco, thanks for coming up. We're running a little bit short on time because, like I mentioned at the beginning, Hourglass is going to be doing their own space, returning the favor, and Diamond Swap is going to be on there with Dior, and that is going to be in just 15 minutes. So we'll wrap this one up here in a second, and give them a couple minutes to turn things around so that they can start their own space. But Ben, if you don't mind, there is also a way for the audience to get more information on DiorDex, which is actually happening tonight. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Q&A?
Sure, yeah. So much like DiamondSwap, we do a weekly update each and every week. It's Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be doing that consistently. Reason why is because there's all kinds of updates that are happening throughout the week, and we want you guys to know what we know, and we want you guys to know that we're not going anywhere. We're going to show up each and every week, provide some updates, answer some questions. It's all really focused on tech and build out for us. We're really product minded. So I know a lot of you guys are going to be really excited about tokens and tokenomics, and that's all good and well, and we're happy about that. But really the thing that excites us the most is what we're building, and the just the incredible utility that's going to come along with the platform itself, because really there hasn't been anything in the space that mimics the types of products that we're used to in the, let's call it, the real world. When you interact with our platform, it's going to be that typical experience that you would have using something like Robinhood, or using something like a product that Apple or Google would put out, something really sophisticated, sleek, easy to use, beautiful design. Um, you know, it's just not seen enough in the space. The space has matured over the last 7 years that I've been involved in it, and it's about time that the products and services reflect the maturation. And so that's the thing that we're most excited about. So if any of you guys are not in our Telegram group, please hop in there. That's where we host these. Unless it's we'll do some more major events on our Twitter Spaces, but just kind of the week to week thing we're going to be doing in our Telegram, which is really easy. It's at DiorDex. So we hope to see you guys over there this evening, and lots more to come.
I just
Appreciate that.
shared a post with the link for it at the Jumbotron. So if you're not in there, make sure you join there. Obviously, make sure you're in the Diamond Swap Telegram as well. The link tree is right on the description. And I just want to clarify, like, this is going to be a every week thing. So ideally, we will be doing this at 2 p.m. every Thursday forever. We want to make sure that everyone has a platform to come ask questions if they do have any questions regarding the platform itself. But we want this to be like a fun crypto space for anybody to come up and talk about anything, right? It's not just about shilling the project and everything else. I mean, that's all cool. And if you want to talk about Diamond Swap all day, or Dior, or Hourglass, or anybody's project, go for it. But we want to have a fun space, definitely going into the bull market. Just something that you can rely on, and everyone gets to come up and have a good time, right? So definitely we'll be having these pretty much nonstop, and expect more rather than less of these to start hopping up, and maybe we'll do a giveaway next week. Who knows?
I thought where you're going with that was expect more with Dior.
Well, that too, yeah. Your your command
Nice
center.
frog, by the way, Hank.
Uh,
I like your frog.
Thank you. I picked it out because it had the volcano head. I actually did it while I was on a call with Goalie, and I was like going through. It's like, oh, look at this one. Do you like this frog? Do you like this frog? Do you like this frog? And I was like, oh, this is the one.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good play on the NFT side. I think that one's going to do
Yeah,
well. It's quite valuable.
I bid an extra 10 soul from the floor just so I could get the volcano.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
just want to quickly say everybody, I have the pleasure of knowing everybody up here on the space. Probably some of the best people I've ever got to know in crypto itself and outside of crypto. Please give them a follow. These guys are true builders. They inhabit that actual spirit of crypto. And these are the kind of guys you're going to want in your corner, and you want to be a part of what they're building. It's all pretty freaking fantastic.
really appreciate that, Goalie dude. And likewise, if anybody isn't following anybody up here, please do so. I just want to do a quick run through real quick before we sign off. Ben, thank you so much for being here from Diordex. Goalie dude, thank you so much for your insights. Jet from Hourglass, look forward to talking to you in a few minutes. Glad that you could make it to ours. Coco, always good to see you. And Hank, thank you for being my co-host and for being the founder and CEO of DiamondSwap. So yeah, like Hank said, we really want to have more people from the audience come up and speak. So it's no pressure. If you're shy, like don't worry about it. We're just gonna have a fun, free-flowing conversation moving forward from week to week. And like Hank said, look out for giveaways, prizes, just overall fun time. Like we're here to have fun in Web3 and in crypto, and that's what we want to do with this. So. Yeah, I appreciate everybody for being here. Hank, any last words before we sign
Just
off?
want to give a round of applause for our awesome host, Jude. All right, yeah, because he's thanking everybody else to show up. I'm going to thank him. But yeah, thanks for showing up. I'll see you guys next week and in the next space in like 8 minutes for Hourglass.
8 minutes. All right. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks, guys.